David Gant was an ordinary poor man, but despite working 16 hours a day, his pockets were always empty. In reality, David was a supervisor at Loomis Fargo, a renowned security firm responsible for transporting millions of dollars between banks. He spent his days guarding this money, yet his salary barely touched $8 an hour. Despite working hard, his own dreams were constantly stifled under the weight of his responsibilities. How long could he endure this life of honesty? One day, David became frustrated with his life of integrity and began contemplating making a wrong decision. This is the intriguing story of the 1997 Loomis Fargo bank heist, where an ordinary man forced the FBI to launch an international manhunt. The story became the basis for the 2016 Hollywood film.
When the idea of dishonesty entered David's mind, the devil presented him with a way out. Her name was Kelly Campbell. Kelly worked at Loomis Fargo too. She was bold, sharp, and mysterious. During their time at the company, David and Kelly became friends, and even after Kelly left the job, they continued to meet. Their friendship grew deeper, and one day, Kelly introduced David to her friend, Steve Chambers. Steve was a small-time criminal who always dreamt of making fast money. When Steve found out that David was a supervisor at Loomis Fargo, he came up with an idea: stealing money. But to make this idea work, David had to join them, and so the efforts to convince David began. At first, David was hesitant because he had never done anything wrong in his life, but Steve's persuasive tactics pushed him to the edge. He painted a picture of a comfortable, luxurious life, which appealed to David's growing frustration. With Kelly's support and Steve's tempting offer, David found himself at a crossroads, unable to turn back. Thus began the planning of this master heist. Since neither Steve nor Kelly had any professional experience, their plan was laughable to seasoned criminals. It was simple. On the night of October 4th, 1997, after his shift, David would disable the security cameras, steal the tapes, and load the money into a van to escape. The idea was for David to take $100,000 to Mexico, as that was the maximum amount one could carry across the border at the time. The remaining money would be left with Steve, and once things cooled down, David would return to split it equally. But there was a huge flaw in the plan. David was willing to take the risk with just $100,000 and cross the border, but why would Steve ever share the remaining money with him once the heist was over? The allure of fast money blinded David, and he never considered this detail. Then the night arrived. On